Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It is Friday, February the 7th, and we're here this morning to see what we can look at in the pre-market to get ourselves prepped and ready for the day. So let's get going. Let's start taking a look. Let's see what's going on so that way we can make it do what it do today. We got to stay green and get this money. All right. First thing this morning I want to talk about is the VIX. The VIX is at 1538. It's down about 12 cents, 0.77% this morning. That's what's going on with the VIX. The volatility index means things have settled down a little bit over the past few days. It was up a little bit, right? The jobs report is expected to send comforting signal on the economy. That's coming out in about 9 minutes. It's about 8:20 when I'm recording this. So I'll have to swing back around to see what is said in the jobs report, but that's coming out. Amazon's revenue finally overtakes Walmart's, but Amazon's earnings did not do its thing. It didn't do all that great. We if you check out earnings from last night, which we'll take a look at that, it had a little bit of a dip, baby. And of course, we believe that Amazon will recover. Okay, Amazon is going to spend $104 billion in the AI push. What Wall Street is saying. Bank of America, U.S. stocks dominance to fade as Mag 7 techs falter. Okay, Nikola stock plunges as EV truck maker eyes bankruptcy filing. Now, one thing that I saw, which I'm not seeing here, is Trump supposedly canceled the EV infrastructure for EV charging stations, the infrastructure money for EV charging stations. I think that's a big one. We need charging stations if you're going to have electric vehicles across the board. But I think the whole EV thing really was a Biden administration, and perhaps this is something that he's doing to pull back or reverse on that. I don't really know. Tesla, China's made EV sales drop 11.5% in January. The U.S. equity funds see a sharp outflow, basically people taking their money elsewhere. A firm soars as holiday shopping lifts BNPL lender past estimates. All righty, so that's what's going on with that. Looking at CNBC and where we are this morning, the big January jobs report comes out Friday, which is today. Here's what to expect. We'll swing back around to that in a minute, but it's so far our Dow futures are basically flat, down 0.01%, S&P futures down 0.07%, NASDAQ futures down 0.09%. These numbers could clearly flip to green with a good jobs report, okay? Stock futures are little change as investors brace for a big payrolls report. We've got oil and 10-year bonds are both green. If we're looking at Europe, Europe is red across the board. Not too much. Stock 600 down 0.07%, DAX down 0.02%. It's the FTSE CAC and FTSE Milano. They're a little bit more red. European markets edge lower ahead of U.S. jobs data. L'Oreal is down 4%. Asia, we got a mixed bag here. ASX 200, the Nikkei is down, Nifty 50 down, but Hang Seng and Shanghai are both over 1% green. Asia Pacific markets mixed as investors assess India rate cut and Japan spending data. Okay, we'll of course swing back, like I said, to that around 8:30, which will be about 5 more minutes. This morning, it's Friday. It's Friday. Yeah. At 8:30, we're going to have average hourly earnings, month over month, non-farm employment change, unemployment rate. All of that is at 8:30, which you see here is in about 5 minutes. 9:25, we've got FOMC member Bowman will speak. At 10 o'clock, preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. Tentative is the Fed monetary policy report. 12 o'clock, FOMC member Kugler will speak, and at 3 o'clock, consumer credit. I have friends that are working for the federal government, and what's happening over there is, I think everybody had to make their decision by last night if they were going to take the buyout. One thing that I found, and I'm not into politics by any stretch, but of course I'm keeping up with what's going on. One thing I found interesting is the people who are taking the buyout are being also asked to sign a disclosure that they will not sue the government in the future. I'm like, well, If all you're doing is offering them a buyout to leave, why would, if you're not doing anything that is sue worthy, why would you need to even have them sign something that says they won't sue you later? Does that mean you're saying you're going to do something, but you plan on not doing it? And when you don't do it, you're not going to give them the opportunity to sue you for not performing on the contract you say you're going to do? This seems like shady business. This sounds like shady business. And folks used to always say, yeah, go get a good government job. And now those good government jobs are not so good government jobs. What might that be? An indication that you need to do? Let me put myself back on the screen so everybody can see me, because I need you to see my face on this one. Yes, I do. What does that mean you might need to go do? It means if you in one of them good government jobs or a government adjacent job, you might need to make sure that you're learning how to utilize that capital to grow your money. Because one thing that the government ain't going to shut down is this stock market. Okay, this stock market is not going to be shut down. So if your good government job might be, you might want to be able to see, how do I utilize the capital that I pulled in all these years to now grow and continue to grow and create my own resources? Now, of course, I got ways to help you do that. I'm not the only person, so this ain't just a plug for Arlissa. It is, but it's not just for me, because I have very passive strategies that you can learn that won't take a whole lot of time. But listen, these ain't the time to be hoping and praying. Well, it's a time to be praying. It ain't the time to be hoping that it's going to go a certain way. It is a time to pray, okay? Just so you know, it is time to pray. But it's always time to pray, to be honest. But we're not going to be hoping for somebody else to come rescue us. You need to look at, how do I rescue myself? And part of rescuing yourself is realizing how do I learn how to generate resources apart from government or separate entities? You know what I'm saying? All right. I can go back to my regularly scheduled program. Yes, I can. Okay, let's go look at some earnings. Who had earnings? I actually forgot all about the fact that, well, come on, put on the stage. I forgot all about Amazon having earnings yesterday. And I had a trade going. Ooh, I need Amazon to recover. Yes, I need Amazon to recover. All right. So yesterday's earnings, yesterday evening, was Amazon, Elf. I think I saw that Elf didn't do all that great. Cloudflare, Affirm, I saw made a big pop. Pinterest is here. Looked like Microchip, Powell, is that Victory, and T2. Then this morning, cannabis growth, or I think it's called Canopy Growth, is there. Plains is there. Flowers, Newell, Burner, CBOE. None of those are really like anticipated, but definitely Amazon was weighted on, and Affirm, Elf, and Cloudflare. Those were on the earnings yesterday. If we're looking at what Adam had to say for the morning, Adam Mancini is a level-to-level trader. He trades the ES. Great layout for the level-to-level trading. And we use it as sellers to show where price is not going. Even though you have where is price going, people who are trading level-to-level are looking at where is price going. But as sellers, we're looking for where is price not going, okay? Yesterday was a chop day in SPX, but the levels held precisely. 6,062 and 6,045 were supports. We held 6,045 to the tick. I posted this, kept 6080 in play, and we hit it. Did we? Oh my goodness. 6,083, I think, is where we closed. My trade got breached. Lord have mercy. My SPX call credit spread got breached. I need to make sure at the end of the day, before I set my trades, because I don't do SPX till the end of the day, I need to make sure that I look back at Adam's numbers, look back at it to make sure that I'm getting outside of the zones that he mentions. All right. Anyway, the plan today, we've got non-farm payroll at 8:30. Hold your runners. No change. 6,062, 6,041, and 45, which are weaker, but they must hold in order to keep 6,084, 6,091, and 6,105 alive. We're going to sail to 6,018 if we get below 6,041. So if this 45 and 41 don't hold, then it could possibly go down to 6,018. The gap between ES and SPX is 25 points. For those who look at Adam's numbers on Twitter, throughout the day. You can subtract 25 from his numbers. That's going to give you SPX. And XSP, if you're trading that, you got 610 as your outer bounds on the top and 601 as your outer bounds on the bottom. Okay. Got a couple videos that were posted this week. How to use your money to sell covered calls, using your money and your stock shares to sell covered calls. This goes right back to what I was talking about with the people who are government workers and your situation is seeming a little shifty or uncertain, right? This is where you utilize your resources, whether you own shares of stock, you use them to sell covered calls. And if you don't already own shares of stock, but you like to get shares of stocks at a cheaper price, then you sell puts. You're going to get paid to sell puts. And then if the price comes down to your strike price or where you'd like to own the shares at, then you accumulate or acquire 100 shares. Then you go back to selling covered calls. This is called the wheel strategy. I have all of this stuff at my website. This full training on how do we do these things are at my website, Educator to Trader. How do you use the wheel, the selling puts and then selling covered calls? How do you rinse and repeat that process in order to walk your way right into wealth? Okay. Okay. And I'm here to assist. You know, I have a membership that assists you along the way. Many people are do-it-yourselfers, and you can watch the videos and get the information and put it into play and put it into practice for yourself. You can implement on your own, but there are lots of people who cannot implement alone. They just want somebody who's coaching along the way. And I'm here to do that, right? I have a full membership where I do that, where I help and we implement these strategies together. All right. Especially if you're new to options, you want to make sure if you're new to options that you get some assistance along the way. Okay. This is our trades list for the week. Had a lot of good trades off of here. To be honest, I got to go check in some ones, but I know the ones we took were Walmart was good. JP Morgan ended up being good. Exxon and CVX, I'm not too sure. I got to go check. I think Exxon did pull back. I know CVX pulled back yesterday, which was good to see because they was trying to challenge my gangster on my call credit spread. I was on CVX with an iron condor because I had entered it last Friday. Okay, I think I'm ready to swing back around to see what the data came out to be on the jobs because it's after 8:30. It's after 8:30. Okay. Looks like the average hourly earnings, 0.5%. They anticipated 0.3%. Non-farm employment change anticipated was 169K, but it was 143K. So this is red, which means it must not have been what they was expecting it to be. And the unemployment rate is about 4%, which is right in the line with the expectation. So that part is good. That 143,000, I guess, was the number of jobs that were added. Non-farm employment change. Okay. U.S. economy added just 143,000 jobs in January, but unemployment rate fell 4%. Okay. So they didn't add a lot of jobs, which is why we see that 143,000 K is red because they anticipated they would add at least 169,000 jobs, but did not. So we'll see how that plays into all the pieces and the parts. Let's see what the CNBC shows us. Come on, CNBC. And then we'll see where is this in the pre. Let me refresh, which I did. That says basically this Dow futures down 0.03%. It was 0.01. S&P futures down 0.09 and NASDAQ futures down 0.11. Okay, we got the big payroll report. I saw that. Let's refresh these numbers. Maybe they're already refreshed. We already got our big payroll report. Maybe they didn't change their little tagline yet. You know, it takes them a minute. Let's see what come on, fill in. There we go. Okay, it's about the same. About the same. Yes, it is. Okay, let's go see what how the market absorbed that information. This is SPX 500. Right at the midst of the data, which would have been this candle right here. I actually have it on the 30-minute chart. Ooh, that's a big old volatility. Y'all see the red ran up, ran down. Anytime that first move is basically a fake out, if you want to call it that. It'll tell him which way we gonna go. So now it's pulling down a bit. We'll see how the market opens today. We're about an hour away from market opening, so we know that plenty of stuff can happen in an hour. If you don't believe me, wait till you go to SPX at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You can see a whole lot happen in an hour, which is right here. I'm showing you what can happen in 1 hour. So this was the 3 o'clock candle right here. 3:15, 3:30, 3:45. This is the hour. We went from 6,057 all the way up to 6,083, which is almost a 25 point move in an hour. So lots of stuff can happen in an hour. Lots of stuff can happen in 1 hour. Okay. Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay. So that was SPX yesterday. That's what they did yesterday in SPX. Let's see what SPY did yesterday. Ooh, same thing. Ran up right at the end. Push. But currently it's at 605 in the pre-market. So it's down about 80 cents. Yep, down about 80 cents at this point from yesterday's high. Or yeah, that definitely was yesterday's high. Was 606 and now it's at 605. So it's pulling back just a bit as well. This is IWM. IWM currently at 228.09 in the pre-market, but it closed at 228.66 yesterday. This was the end of the day for IWM as well. Let's see, Triple Q probably going to look very similar because, I mean, a lot of these things are based on the same thing. Ooh, this last candle. Of course, you can see all the stuff at the end after it's all over and you look back, because I sure was thinking about just going with calls at the end of the day, and I was focused on the fact that my SPX trade was getting ready to get breached. So you can't look at nothing else when you see money one place going away. But you know what? This is what you have to do. You have to look at money you could be making while some other money, because you can't really do nothing about that. So anyway, these are the live and learn moments. This started pushing and it pushed and pushed all the way into the close, maybe setting up for Amazon's drop, because Amazon had earnings yesterday. Amazon is currently, where are you? I don't even show it on. There we go. Amazon is currently at 231. It closed yesterday at 238. So it's down about $7 from yesterday. But this is good because it was down at 228. So it's even recovering. Even at this, it's recovering. It was at 228 last night. Which why y'all doing Amazon like that? Maybe people who got up here on the high sold it so that way they could, buy low, sell high, buy low, right? Let's look at Affirm. Affirm and their earnings. Where are they at? Let me see where the orange is. Where is Affirm? Right there we go. Affirm closed at 61.75. It's currently at 69.88. Now, one thing that will be watched on Affirm though is whether it comes back to fill that gap after the open. Ooh, I like a good gap fill. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, that's what's going on with that. Okay, I believe I covered all the pieces there that needed to be covered. I was mentioning the membership earlier. If the membership, it is $97 a month. If you want to hang out with us and trade as an option seller, learn, trade, and sell and profit together. We do that over in our membership. If you just want to pay 1 year and don't want to pay every month, and this is definitely for those people who are already in the membership and paying $97 a month, you can switch over and pay $9.97, a one-time fee for your annual membership, and join us for the next year. Make sure that everything continues to pop. So this is the strategy that we use at the end of the day, the SPX playbook. And most days it works out fantastic. And sometimes we get a little anxious or we get a little greedy and we don't conquer ourselves. We don't do all the checking and you get breached. Because if I had looked back at Adam's numbers and looked back at the chart to see where things were going, I probably wouldn't have got on the call side, because I did also see that it was starting to push and I felt like it wasn't going to push, but so far. And what happened? It pushed and pushed some more. And that was my fault. Nothing to do with this strategy. That was an Arlissa problem. But the strategy, spxplaybook.com, is $27. You can go over there and trade the exact same strategy that we use every single afternoon. And if you want some support in how to trade it, then of course you can join the membership. Yep. Candlestick Mastery Calendar. We're on the second month of February. Bullish engulfing candle. how do we trade that, which is something that happened yesterday at the end of the day. That bullish engulfing candle let you know that we were going up. I'm actually going to pull up SPX so you can see this bullish engulfing candle that shows you where we are going up. All right. I'm going to switch it real quick so that way you can see. Anytime you got these 2 or 3 in order, right? This one basically supersedes this one supersedes the next one. It didn't quite close above the top of this, but as soon as this third candle crossed over that, then this becomes a bullish engulfing and it's going the other way, right? This would be a bullish engulfing candle, right? This one took the price up. This is another bullish engulfing candle back here, pushed up in here. Anyway, that's something that's all inside of the Candlestick Mastery calendar. It's a calendar because there is a calendar on it, not because the calendar is the focus, because it's not. The resource is the focus. What are you going to do with these candlesticks? This is how you're going to be able to trade and have confidence in what you're trading. Is you need to know how to look at those candlesticks. What does the candle say? What does the candle say we're getting ready to do? I talked about the membership already. Learn, trade, and profit the seller's way. Supportive community, profitable strategies with less screen time. I'm one who does not have the bandwidth to be in front of my screen all day, every day. And I need to have a strategy, have strategies and a setup that's going to allow for me not to be in front of my screen. And those are the strategies that we use. All right. The option seller bundle includes all of the stuff I teach. You can get it all at one time, all in one place. Educatortotrader.com. All right. If you're looking for a few freebies, because people like, can we just get, yeah, you want to get access and see what's going on. Of course, you can join the YouTube channel and see me free all the time. But E2T-freebies is where I've got free resources for you to download. Access to a free charting webinar. It's about 40-45 minutes, a whole webinar on charting. And several other resources, especially those for trading SPX. If you're new to options, there's stuff over there for that. If you don't know what strategy is the best strategy for you, I got that over there too. Tradingstrategyforyou.com is also there. All those things are over. If you want to join our Facebook group, join our Telegram group, those links are all in this E2T-freebies page. All right. Now we're ready for the E2T Traders Declaration. This is the declaration that you repeat and say to yourself even. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses and my account is growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I am a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, amen. All righty. And that about concludes what we're going to talk about for this morning. We're about 20 minutes, 15 minutes away from the market opening. Nope, sorry. We're about 45 minutes in my mind, 9 o'clock, because this is when this video needs to be uploaded by 9 o'clock. But at 9:30. So we're about 45 minutes from the market opening this morning. And if you're in my community, you can find me in our regular groups, our regular spot where we hang out together in our in our side of our membership. And other than that, I will see you in the market. Let's stay green and let's get this money. All right. Goodbye.